The time is 4 o'clock. I will call the City of Fort Atkinson Plan Commission meeting to order in person and via Zoom, Tuesday, January 27th, at the second floor of City Hall. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ciccarelli,
Present.
Commissioner Kesnick,
Here.
Commissioner Shull,
Here.
Council Representative Schultz, I do not see yet. Director of Public Works Naven,
Here.
Chairperson Manager Houseman.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have a quorum. Next item is new business. We have the review and possible action relating to the minutes of the January 13th, 2026 Plan Commission meeting.
I just have a couple clarifications, pretty quick ones. In the section under the public hearing, the paragraph that starts with Kesnick question. I would just suggest that second sentence where it says the CAD drawing resembles, I would just say the CAD drawing depicts double hung windows and floor to ceiling windows versus French door versus depicting French doors, sliding doors on the sketch. Does that make sense, Michelle? Oh, sorry. That's right. Do you want me to repeat any of that?
You want to change the word resembles to depicts.
Correct.
Okay.
And then versus depicting French doors slash sliding doors and casement windows on the sketch.
So then add the word depicting between versus and French.
And then on the sketch after windows. I know it's a small thing, but just to clarify.
Okay.
Thanks.
Is that a motion to approve subject to those changes?
I
Commissioners?
would move to approve subject to those changes, yes.
Second.
Okay, any further questions or comments from the Plan Commission on the minutes? Hearing none, I will call the question for the minutes as amended. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Moving on to item 3B is review and possible action relating to a conveyance of an easement to TDS Metrocom LLC. Director Naven.
Thank you. TDS Metrocom requested a utility easement over city-owned property to facilitate the installation of fiber throughout the city of Fort Atkinson. Wisconsin State Statute 6223 lists items over which the City Plan Commission has authority to review and offer a recommendation to the governing body. This list includes the location, extension, abandonment, and authorization of any public utility, whether publicly or privately owned. In the summer of 2025, TDS Metrocom approached the city of Fort Atkinson about restarting their construction project to install fiber optic in the public right-of-ways throughout the city. This project initially started in 2022 and was put on hold shortly thereafter by the TDS team. City staff have been working with TDS to ensure a smooth and efficient project with minimal interruption to city residents, as well as minimizing the impact on city staff. During installation project planning, TDS originally sought permission to bore through Lorman Bicentennial Park, recognizing the potential disruption to park users and the surrounding environment. City staff proposed an alternative route using city-owned property on West Milwaukee Avenue. The city already has existing utilities running through this location, making it a logical corridor for additional telecommunication infrastructure. The proposed easement is located in part of Lot 9 of Block E of Milo Jones Addition, also known as the parcel listed here. Key details of the agreement include the dimensions, the compensation of $250, and the rights and responsibilities of the grantee and grantor. No public notice is required for utility easements. And so staff believe that shifting the portion of the project to this location in the city can significantly lessen the impact on residents and staff while still accommodating necessary utility upgrades. And I just want to note that in my map provided, there should also show the easement on the north side of the river. There'd be a small section right here, and then the red square on in the right of way along the sidewalk there is where they will come back up underneath the river with the utilities. Just to clarify that.
Thanks.
So with that, staff recommends the Plan Commission review and recommend approval of the conveyance of the requested easement to TDS on the subject property to the City Council. Any questions?
Any questions for Director Navin on this?
No questions, but it was interesting to see the number of utilities that are in parallel with the red line on the figure.
We call that spaghetti, underground spaghetti. All right. If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to recommend approval of this utility easement to the City Council.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. It'll be on the next City Council agenda. Next up is 3C, review and possible action on a conditional use permit relating to a request for senior apartment building to be located at 500 McMillan in the institutional zoning district. Mr. Drager, please.
Hello, good afternoon. As you'll recall, this came before us as a public hearing back on the 13th. We did not have any public input, and staff has not received any since that time. This is a proposed conditional use permit for senior housing redevelopment. The existing building on the site previously was used as a pediatrics and internal medicine by Ford Healthcare. Mike Forrester and his group are proposing to develop that into, like I said, senior resident housing with some significant site changes to the exterior. There was some questions brought up by Plan Commission, I believe Kesnick, regarding the elevations of the building. They resubmitted the plans, making some corrections and making some consistency in those drawings. I hope you were able to see that. It does appear as though they will be patio doors rather than single doors, and made some adjustments there per recommendations by Plan Commission members. Also, we'll point out that in the proposal, there is some significant pavement reduction with aprons and sidewalks being installed along McMillan. Considerable amount of landscaping, which I will also point is not required, but is being put forth to increase the visual appearance of the site. There is, I believe, it's 11 units have in there. I already forgot. 12, is it? 12. Individual units there. They'll have their own patio space to the exterior of the building with corridors down the middle for the whole of the building. This will go to the state for plan review for the building construction and remodeling of it. We're looking at the site plan here, but I would welcome any questions with it. There were some changes, as I said, to the elevations and the bike rack location, which they did include. The applicant did include design criteria for the bike rack itself per recommendation by the Plan Commission as well. That'll be a square tube, U-tube style bike rack per recommendation, and move to a location that was suggested as underneath the canopy there. So as I said, I'll welcome any questions that you may have outside of what's on the staff report.
Thank you. So I think the revisions to this site plan look really good. It looks like maintains the access around the building as requested by our fire department, as including removing a significant number of parking spaces, which was requested by this body, as well as the additional landscaping, dumpster enclosure, and relocation of the bike rack. So all in all, I'm pretty pleased with the revisions on this project.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'll just point out one thing. Of all the site plan review criteria there, the only thing that's not meeting requirements would be the number of parking spaces. Only they're asking to exceed that number, which is appropriate for the setting of conditional use permit to ask to exceed that number. the number that's permitted, the applicant and other development sees that those spaces are not adequate in their opinion, and they've asked to increase that number to the 27, I believe, which is what's requested.
Okay. And what's the maximum?
I believe it's 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, 15 spaces is what's allowed. They're asking for 28. There were a total of 85 existing spaces, so they reduced that number significantly.
Okay. And do you want to go through the recommendation, the conditions of the recommendation?
Yes, I would. Yes. So the recommendation, staff recommends the plan commission approve the conditional use permit relating to a request for senior apartment building to be located at 500 McMillan Street in the institutional zoning district, subject to the following. The applicant is permitted to redevelop the existing building located at the 500 McMillan Street into 12 senior housing units. Applicant will be required to obtain state plan review and local building permits as required by state and local ordinances. The applicant remains subject to conditions in the city's zoning code relating to senior housing in the institutional zoning district. If I may, this is part of conditional use requirement, so it would just enforce the need to remain senior housing underneath this conditional use permit. Number 4, subject to resolution number 1447, which is established in the 2026 fee schedule, which pertains to parkland dedication and payment in lieu of parkland dedication and park impact fees. And there would be any minor changes brought forth by the plan commission.
I think, I guess for discussion purposes, I would like to move approval of this conditional use permit, subject to the conditions outlined in the staff report. And I would also like to add the condition noting the 27 maximum parking spaces for this development.
Okay.
This is Commissioner Ciccarelli. Is it appropriate to have discussion amongst commission members before approval of conditions?
We need a motion and a second on the floor to have discussion amongst the plan commission.
Can I revise that to the 28?
28, yes.
Thank you.
So I move to approve this conditional use permit subject to the 5 conditions outlined in the staff report and an additional condition allowing the 28 parking spaces for this use.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Now, Commissioner Ciccarelli, if you would like to provide input.
I would like to provide input. First of all, I wanted to say that I'm very excited about this project. I think senior housing conversion of this building is a wonderful addition to Fort Atkinson, number one, and also just appropriate for this part of the city. I offered some comments last time, and I'm glad to see that some of them were addressed. Very glad for that. I continued to think about the project and with the plan that's on the screen right now, and it occurred to me that if I were to sort of put myself in the shoes of the developer, the building owner, and imagine that this was a clean slate project, not inheriting a parking lot from its previous use. It's really it's a different environment entirely as far as parking and access. And what started to occur to me was that the project as proposed goes quite a good way in the direction of converting unneeded parking capacity to green space, and also to remove one of the duplicative driveway loops, which are appropriate for a higher activity office building, but not really needed for residential use. But then I thought, well, what if this entire area outside the building was rethought? And it occurs to me that there's a large area on the east side that, with some creative thinking, could actually allow future expansion of the building, which might be of great benefit to the owner developer, as well as to the city in terms of additional in-kind dwelling units. So I started to play with that. I wonder if the images that I sent over just in the last hour by email are available for presentation.
We don't have a good way to get them onto the screen
Okay, I'll describe in narrative fashion then. First of all, going back to suggestions made at the previous planning commission hearing on this, I'm glad to see that space to the left, the west of the building, was fenced off for access for residents, but the space as redrawn is only 16 by 16. I think the intention was to make that entire big rectangle between McMillan's sidewalk and the west side of the building available for residents of the new use to use for semi-private recreation, sitting and enjoying the green space. So I would suggest that be considered.
Staff did discuss that with the developer, and we did suggest that, and the developer preferred to be able to make those changes in the future based on the desires of the tenants in the area.
Sounds good. I wondered, the building as planned for the conversion has two entrances as I see them, an east entrance and a south entrance, which formerly was under a porte cochere driveway drop-off structure. I wonder whether a west entrance, perhaps that's implied by the 16 by 16 fenced area that was drawn, but a west door makes a lot of sense to me for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's an easier way to walk outside for some, if not all, of the residents. Second of all, it could, with a walkway connection to the internal north sidewalk and the internal south sidewalk, which connect to McMillan, allow moving to occur by having a moving truck stop on McMillan, offload, and then trundle belongings in and out of a west door. So I think that there's some utility there. So then moving to the east side of the building, I understand that the fire department definitely would like around the building access, but I'm trying to weigh that against the future benefit of a building expansion to the east. I mean, I'm not the owner, I'm not the developer, but when I look at this, I think this is an opportunity with some creativity about driveway connectivity to really enhance the housing value of the building. So imagine, if you will, that instead of a loop driveway, the north half of the parking lot driveway connects to the little T intersection that we see on what's now a private drive, but that private drive connects to a public street across McMillan to its west. And then what if the south portion of the parking lot connected to Schumacher Way further east, sort of off the plan? And the space thus freed up on the east side of the building would, it looks like, accommodate another 4 or 6 units. All this is highly speculative, but I would encourage.
Commissioner Ciccarelli, I think that sounds like a delightful phase 2 that we can work on if the developer chooses to move forward with an additional phase on the project.
Good. That's all I wanted to put into the public record at this point. I know that the project is a great one as is, and I think that it doesn't foreclose something like that in the future. So I just want to put that out there as something that I think could be a win-win all around, including for the person who's going to foot the bill for this. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion from the Plan Commission on this matter? Any other questions or comments from the Plan Commission? No, you do not. There was a public hearing at the Plan Commission 2 weeks ago. Thank you. Okay, hearing none, there is a motion and a second on the floor to approve the conditional use permit subject to the 6 conditions, the 5 in the staff report, and then the additional condition relating to the parking. Any final questions or comments on that? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, I assume that was in favor, Commissioner Phil?
Yes, sorry.
Great, thank you. That motion carries. The next item on the agenda is review and possible recommendation to the City Council relating to an extraterritorial certified survey map for the property located at West 6347 Briar Lane in the town of Koshkonong. This is certified survey map 2026-01. Director Drager, would you please present the staff report?
Yes, thank you. This one here, a little bit different than what we typically see. This is combining two existing parcels rather than separating out for an additional buildable lot. It is within the 1 mile review area, so it does need to come before this plan commission and be recommended to the city council. It is in the future land use in the comprehensive plan is single family residential ex-urban. So it's predicted to remain a single family as it is with its own septic and water system for future land use. It is seen as to be in concert with the city's comprehensive plan. It is currently zoned R2 and is proposed to stay as such. It is also outside the city's long range urban growth area. And other than that, the city staff did identify a couple minor revisions that should be addressed in the final certified survey map, and they are listed in the memo here. One is just some minor changes. Each sheet of the final CSM should be signed, sealed, and dated by the land surveyor, and adding a statement to the surveyor statement. Is also complied with the provisions of the city of Fort Atkinson and town of Caution. As I said, minor stuff. Showing all existing easements if there are any. And then there's also, I believe this will be in the next one as well. Setback lines are required, but since there is no development proposed with this, staff is recommending waiving that requirement. As I said, staff provides a proposed survey map generally complies with the requirements of the city's land division development ordinance, and staff recommends that the plan commission recommend the city council approve the extraterritorial certified survey map for the property located at W6347 Briar Lane with the corrections noted in the staff memo. Welcome any questions you might have.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Drager? Okay. Thank you for the staff report. Is there a motion to recommend approval to the city council, subject to the conditions included in the staff report?
So moved.
Commissioner Ciccarelli, would you accept a second on that?
I will accept a second.
Thank you. Okay, discussion amongst the plan commission on this matter. Hearing none, we have a motion and a second on the floor to recommend council approval of this CSM, subject to the conditions in the staff report. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. That will be at the next, on the next city council meeting. Item 3E is review and possible recommendation to the city council relating to an extraterritorial CSM for the property located at N1873 US Highway 12 in the town of Koshkonong. This is CSM-2026-02. Director Drager, could you please present the staff report?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. This is a proposal to divide a existing parcel. The existing parcel is 7 acres. And the new parcel would be 1.4 acre roughly parcel that contains an existing residence which faces Whitewater Avenue. The zoning for that property is currently R2 and would remain that way. It did have, as we've seen in prior CSMs, property ownership that goes to the center line. Being there's close proximity to the city of Fort Atkinson, staff did recommend that a requirement would be in place per our ordinance that that portion of the road be dedicated for right of way, which, as you'll see on the proposed CSM, is there. You also notice in the packet there was a slight adjustment to the size of that lot. The county's pre-approved on the preliminary version of that was slightly smaller than the one that you'll see there. I did follow up with the county and verify that they had no issues with this one as well, or this size. This current CSM you see here was the one that was reviewed by staff. Just the size of the parcel was changed from going to the county to the city here. One thing to point out is it does separate that single family residence from the remaining portion of the property, which does have access from Lena Lane. Does leave it open for possible redevelopment, not redevelopment, for possible development into something else in the future. So this is a step that would have to be taken in anyways. Another thing that staff does want to point out, as we did in the memo, this property is subject to a deferred special assessment. All portions of the property that are along Whitewater Avenue, and it's measured by linear feet, are subject to that deferred special assessment. That was placed. That assessment was placed when the water and sewer was ran through Whitewater Avenue to serve the development to the south there. That will remain with the property. Staff did point out to the property owners and did make all that we could aware that that will transfer to the buyer of the property or this lot rather than the lot as a whole. There is nothing that can be nothing that is done at this point to require that be noticed. Just wanted to make a point to that on the staff memo. The numbers for that assessment are in the packet in the memo. With that, it is in concert with the city's comprehensive plan and is appropriate according to this city staff. There was also a couple of minor map adjustments on this one showing existing easements and then the setback lines as we saw in the previous one, and staff recommend waiving that requirement as there's no development planned at this time. The staff recommends that the Plan Commission recommend the City Council approve the extraterritorial certified survey map for the property located at W6347 Briar Lane with the corrections noted in the staff memo.
Thank you. Any questions from?
Just want to comment. I believe you mentioned just a second ago recommendation for Briar Lane.
I did?
Yep. So you just.
Oh, it's even on here that way. Whoops.
Okay. So let's clarify, we're on the Highway 12.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay.
Located at N 1873 US Highway 12. My apologies. Thank you for that correction.
Thank you. Thank you, Clerk Everett. Any questions for Mr. Drager on this item?
I have a question just for clarity. So the remaining parcel, the 5.36 acres, that would be accessed by Lena Lane then?
Correct.
Is that okay? Thank you.
Welcome.
I will note that Lena Lane dead ends right now and not to the property line. So if there was any sort of access, it would have to be improved Lena Lane.
Okay.
And our goal would be to work with the property owner to have that development be in the city. However, we cannot require annexation through an extraterritorial certified survey map.
Okay.
Any questions for Mr. Drager? Okay, I would entertain a motion to recommend approval by the city council subject to the conditions in the staff report so that we can have council discussion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and I will defer to Commissioner Scholl as she hasn't
Yes.
gotten one yet. It's fine. Thank you. Okay, the matters on the floor for Plan Commission discussion. Does the Plan Commission have any thoughts or input on this certified survey map?
Not at this time.
All right. Hearing none, I will call the question. All those in favor of approval of the extraterritorial CSM located at N1873 US Highway 12, subject to the conditions in the staff report, recommending that approval to the Plan Commission, please signify, approval to the City Council, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. Last item on the agenda is update on previously approved items. I'm happy to answer any questions from the Plan Commission on this matter.
I don't have any today.
Okay. Seeing none, item number 4 is adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, that we are adjourned at 4:29 p.m.